Welcome to 242, a daily podcast inspired by Acts chapter 2, verse 42. It reads, "They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to breaking of bread and to prayer." This is a space where we return to devotion, fellowship, shared life, and prayer. Each day, we reflect on one scripture that calls us back to unity with God and with one another. Wherever you're listening from, you are not alone. Let's begin today's reading. Today's verse is in Ecclesiastes chapter 4. Yes, we're continuing from where we stopped yesterday, and it's right after the verse I read yesterday. So, Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 10. "If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up." Oh my God. Man, this one hit me hard because I know that personally there's been time in my life where I am down and out, down and out. And it hits deeper or it hits more when I'm alone in those seasons, right? So now I'm a very communal person. I know we're all communal. Like we are designed to live in communities and to live together. But personally, I love when people are around. Now, being around people doesn't mean that I have to be actively around them. Because I've been in situations where I just love the house. I love to have people around, but maybe not necessarily engaging all the time. But just to know that there are people around, it's sometimes comforting. And so on days that I'm pretty low down and out, it hits deeper when I'm alone. And as I read the scripture and this particular verse, it just, flashed some of those times in my head where I'm down and out and I'm alone. It just makes the whole thing worse. But when there's somebody there by you, or around you, somebody to even just ask, like, "Are you okay?" And this doesn't even make a difference if it's an adult or a child. Even having a child around you sometimes, just to be able to say, "Oh, auntie, are you okay?" Or your own child say, "Mommy, is everything okay?" Right? It kind of cuts, it disrupts that, sinking feeling sometimes and gives you the opportunity to catch your breath. I know there are times that you just want to wallow and just be there for a while, right? Which makes being alone sometimes more interesting because you could just be in your own space and experience whatever emotion you're going through per time. But, this scripture, beyond just, having somebody beside you, it's also in life. Imagine, when you are in business, for example, and something bad happens. Maybe you struck the wrong deal, or you encountered a bad person in business and they carted away with your money. The weight is heavier if it's just you, in that business, for example, compared to if you have a partner, that you can both maybe bear the loss, or somebody just to encourage you during that period. Or even if it's not business, say for example you lost someone in your family. If you are alone and there's nobody there to console you or to just check up on you every time, it makes the grieving process a bit harder. And I know that even during grief, there are times during grief that you want to be left alone. I understand that, but completely being alone in such hard times can make the whole experience even more heavy. Do you see? So this scripture is quite encouraging, and to encourage us to do life intentionally, so that when the chips are down, we have people in our corners who will look out for us, who who would check up on us, right? I remember one of the companies I worked for years ago. I had gone for a surgery and I was recovering from surgery, and not one person, from the office, came to check, or, even came to visit when I was in the hospital. The moment I, resumed back to work, I just tendered my resignation because I felt like I'm not needed here. I'm not important. I don't think I'm adding any value enough not to be missed for, even if it's a week or 2 weeks, do you see? So, based on this last experience I just shared, is you also noticing, well, for me personally, is noticing that, oh my God, does that mean that I don't have any value I'm adding here? Because if nobody thought that it was essential to check, to come visit, then it means that I have no place there. I had no value I was adding to that place anymore, which just made sense for me to just, pack my things and leave, because I am of no value here. So maybe if you're also feeling alone, check that you are, you are living right by people. And this is not in a sulking way, like sulking up to people, but just know that, pay attention to see if you are being friendly to people enough for people to want to miss you when you're not there. All right. So but the scripture just says, when you are in duo, the verse before it was what we read yesterday, that two are better than one. So in any given situation, two people are better than one, because when one is down, the other person can help the other person who is down up. But again, it's a pity if you fall down and there is nobody to help you. All right. So think about that as you go about your day to day, and see how you can begin to sow seeds of friendship, of intentionality into your relationships for the days when the chips will be down, because we're going to need each other, and you don't want to get to that point and then nobody's showing up for you because you've never showed up for anybody as well. All right. I hope that today's scripture has blessed you. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you. Thank you for sharing this moment with me on 242. May this word shape how you live, love, and walk with others today. If this scripture encouraged you, share it with someone in your community. Until tomorrow, remain devoted, stay connected, and keep walking together.